first human being to set foot on this island was probably an Arab trader, and he arrived almost 1,000 years ago. But he didn't stay. It wasn't until 1598 that the first people settled here, only 400 years ago. The result was an island that for millions of years remained untouched. The peak of a vast range of volcanoes that poked its cone up out of the warm waters of the Indian Ocean 8 million years ago. Here, vegetation and wildlife was lucky enough to develop free from human influence in unique and unexpected ways. But you know, people, we can do a lot in 400 years, and today Mauritius is far from untouched or unspoilt. Between traders, empire builders, plantation owners, to holiday makers and honeymooners, Mauritius has changed in fundamental ways. And that's just one of the things I'm here to explore. This is the image most of us have of Mauritius. Fantastic white beaches, warm, clear blue seas, all the trappings of paradise. And you're not wrong, that is what it's like. And it's what brings in almost 1 million tourists a year. But that's only half the story. The biggest mistake you could make would be to brush off Mauritius as just another tropical bolt hole, because beyond the beaches, there's a real sense of what it means to be Mauritian. Mauritian society is a case study in racial and religious tolerance. There are Indians, Chinese, Europeans and Creoles. These share a variety of beliefs. And then there's language. Officially it's English, but you'll also hear French. And the Creole, that's the first language of 80% of the population. The capital city is Port Louis, and yes, it's quite a port backed up by some major banking concerns. It's the wealthiest city in Africa. It was founded by the Dutch, then taken over by the French, who came up with the name, and was nabbed by the English during the Napoleonic Wars. Mauritius finally gained its independence in 1968. This is the best place to get a view of the whole thing, Fort Adelaide, also known as the Citadel. The Central Market is the best place to see Mauritians out and about, and I'm here to seek out one of the famed herbal remedy stalls. Mosquito bites. I have about half a dozen. Do you have any lemongrass, please? Loads of Aussies out here. Ah, oh, he's giving me, oh, look at that. Now that is the Mauritian service for you. Thank you very much, you're a gents. This might look and sound like just a busy port, but actually it's the most poignant spot in Port Louis and possibly Mauritius. 70% of Mauritians can trace their ancestry back to this very place. It's the Upper Avzi Ghats, that's Hindi for the landing place of immigrants. Between 1849 and 1923, almost 500,000 immigrants passed through here, and this was no Ellis Island, heralding the promise of a better life. The people who came through here were indentured labourers, contracted to do dangerous, back-breaking labour on the sugar plantations. One day in and already Mauritius has lived up to my expectations of being a dream, luxurious, tropical destination. But as Port Louis has already proven, Mauritius does have a lot more to offer, so I am being dragged out of this pool to explore it. Please, can I just have one more hour? I'm afraid there's no getting away from it, no matter how much people like me bang on about all the fantastic things you can do on Mauritius. The #1 reason holidaymakers come here is the beaches. And there's no denying they're pretty tasty. Some curve seductively around lagoons, others are fringed with shady casuarina trees. And a few seem to stretch on forever. The beach is only half the story. The other is the water. Come on! Come on, young man. Yes, there are all the usual water sports, but Mauritius is increasingly popular with those who like to see what's underneath. Diving isn't as big a deal as it is in the Maldives. There are less fish, but the species you do see tend to be bigger. This is a really cool way of getting up close, a kind of undersea jet ski with an opportunity to feed the fish.
When you take a glass of water, you put it reversed. There will be always some air capture. So what we do, your body will be in the water, but your head will be in a big bubble. A great advantage is you have nothing in the mouth to breathe. So therefore you can talk and laugh with your partner.
Wow, I think that's probably the most amazing thing I've ever done, truly. And I actually have a phobia about putting my head into the water, so brilliant. And how mad is this? My body is wet. Let's try. Blue Safari has been going strong since 1998. And on top of the sub-scooters, it also runs sightseeing trips on 2 submarines. It's not only fish that we hope to see down here. There are wrecks, coves and stunning reefs. I was a little bit apprehensive today, but actually I feel really safe and relaxed. Yeah. But do people get taken aback when they see a big...
No, but it's very, very normal. I mean, we reckon that 40% of our guests does have a bit of apprehension before going diving. But as soon as they reach the bottom, they are surrounded by fishes and corals, so they really enjoy it. And after that, they are very, very proud of having overcome the fear.
Definitely, I feel like that too. But for some, just looking isn't enough. They want to get hands-on. There are over 10 species of fish in these waters, but what attracts the big game fishermen? Well, it's size. That's what it's all about. Here we've got blue and black marlin. Oh God, this is tough. Shark, tuna, sea bream. That's just a few of them. But right now, I think I'm gonna hook one. I hope. Nice. So do some people come here just to fish for the entire trip?
Yes, we take the boat maybe 6 days, 5 days, 6 o'clock to 6 o'clock in the evening. Oh. Maybe on the west coast, I think it's the best places to marlin fishing.
So that's the fish everybody's after, the marlin?
Yeah.
Big is best.
Exactly.
He smiles. Come on. Flagging.
Not far away, not far away.
Is it a marlin?
No, it's a wahoo.
It's a wahoo. Thought it was, look at it. Wahoo! Less getting hooked, this is more about getting hitched. Mauritius is one of the top destinations in the world for wedding and honeymoon packages. 1,500 couples a year come here to tie the knots. Jana Hubrasova is Slovak and lives in London. You look absolutely beautiful. Gorgeous. And you, how are you feeling?
Oh, really excited.
A little bit nervous?
Oh, I am, of course I am.
Her fiancé is Jakub Potmisel. He's Czech and also living in London. So how are you feeling?
Oh, I'm getting really excited by now. It's less than 1 hour to go.
They've been together for over 2 years and are getting married at Mauritius's first 5-star all-inclusive, the Chandrani Resort and Spa. Now let's see the dress, because we'll see you in this in a few moments, but wow.
Do you like it?
It's just gorgeous. You look like a princess.
Oh, really?
And a perfect setting as well, look at that out there.
I love it. I love Mauritius. It's just absolutely perfect place to get married.
Well, you look amazing, very cool.
Well, I'm trembling.
At least you don't have to worry about the weather.
I hope not. It's really brilliant out there.
Did you always want to have a sort of tropical wedding, yeah?
Yeah, something romantic, something special. We always wanted something what is not traditional. Yeah, I love this island. It's like in heaven.
Oh, well, you're in love with it, aren't you? Like your husband-to-be.
Yeah.
Well, I'll see you later.
See you. Nice to see you.
This afternoon is indeed the sweetest, the nicest, and the most wonderful moments of your lives.
So tell me how it felt, because it's been an extraordinary day, but you've not had your friends and family around. Has that been difficult?
It's a little bit of a downside, but there are so many other aspects that outweigh it. You know, you've got a romantic place, it's private, and you've got all those lovely people around you. It makes you feel at home.
I think you two are probably the most romantic couple I have ever met in my whole life. And it's so lovely. Thank you so much for letting us share your day. One of the reasons couples like to get married on Mauritius, apart from the obvious tropical setting, is the way the island attracts tourism. It is a mass market destination. The policy is to attract European big spenders. The island's image is elite and upmarket, so five-star resorts like this are the rule and not the exception. There are just over 100 hotels on the whole island, with another 26 in the pipeline. But this one was the first of the luxury set, the one and only Le Saint-Geran at Belmarre on the east coast. Since it opened in the 70s, it's won a clutch of international awards. It's also attracted its fair share of celebrities. Sharon Stone, Nelson Mandela. Rumour has it Princess Diana even stayed here, although I've not yet had that one confirmed. And now, me. The secret of style is all in the detail. Like 24-hour butler service devised by Ivor Spencer, who used to serve at Buckingham Palace. As the restaurant, this one was voted 5th best in the world in 2002. Thank you. And the ubiquitous spa. This one ranks 3rd in the world with Condé Nast Traveller. Now, it may all look incredibly indulgent, and believe me, it is. But there is more to this five-star approach than meets the eye. It's limited space that inspires the Mauritians' approach to tourism. The idea is to maximise income whilst minimalising the effects on the environment. So what's good for me is good for the planet. And it works for me. There's something very large in the forests of Mauritius. These are giant Aldabra tortoises. There are around 20 of these on Îlot Aigrette, but they're not actually native to Mauritius. This one and the rest are actually from the Seychelles, which is almost 2,000 kilometres north of here.